Hello and welcome, my friends. Welcome to the full harvest moon, also known as the full corn moon. No matter what you label this moon as, this moon talks about and indicates the start of that harvest. We are getting into that harvest or abundant time of the year. We're looking at the crops coming in, and that can be a metaphor or it can be actual. You could be seeing your garden really produce that crop you were looking for. No matter whether it be physical, tangible, and or that metaphor for those inner aspects. This is a fantastic time to start to connect into that harvest. And that's what I want to look at in this reading, that harvest. How is this moon going to impact us and how we can really use it to our advantage? The decks I have here, the Tarot de la Nuit, the Tarot of the Night. I wanted to get into that night energy because the nights are getting longer. And then I have, this is the Mythic Oracle, which is all around that Greek mythology. Okay, so without further ado, let's see what the full harvest moon wants to share with you. Okay, so the Nine of Wands. I love her look, the way she's looking at people. It's like, yeah, come on. Like, seriously, people, let's get going. The Knight of Cups in reversal. Absolutely adore the fact that they use women or that feminine energy as a knight. Yes, usually it's an adolescent male energy. However, it's not necessarily a male figure, if you will. Women, like we both, no matter what gender you identify with, you have that energy within you. So seeing it as a very confident female figure just brings a smile to my face. And the Ace of Pentacles in reversal. So there we go. This energy of that Nine of Wands, it talks about all that we've achieved. And we've achieved a lot. It may not have been, and this is a big part, what you expected or intended. That's okay. Because it isn't all what we had prescribed or put down that this is what we wanted, we're minimizing aspects and pieces of it because we're like, yeah, but that's not what we wanted. What's more, it doesn't look like what we wanted. It does not have that perfect box with the pretty little bow. It doesn't look like everybody else's. And let's be honest, we don't want it to. Being okay with how things are coming forward is a big learning lesson for us. And one that we will keep coming to because it's hard. When it doesn't look quote unquote perfect, we have a tendency to go, yeah, but is this really what I need? The more we resist it, the more we're going to miss out during the fall. The Knight of Cups talks about, and this is another piece, not only are we resisting some of those abundant pieces, because like I said, this is a metaphor, right? We are looking at that internal aspect. We're avoiding it entirely. I'm not going to take care of myself. I'm not going to look at it because it doesn't look right. It looks weird. It's different. I have some fear. This isn't what I want. And what if? The list goes on. We have such a barrier around our heart chakra, around our heart song, that we're missing out. It is important that we take that deep breath and start to open ourselves up to these abundant pieces, no matter what they look like. Taking care of ourselves, seeing how these quote unquote weird things start to fill our heart, start to give us that purpose, that fulfillment, that joy. And of course, we have the Ace of Pentacles. Many of us are feeling disabled, ungrounded, uncentered. We kind of feel flopsy into topsy-turvy. That grounding aspect will really support us in embracing these new pieces that are coming forward. Yes, they may not look like you want, and yes, they may look weird. However, they are going to fuel us and bring us even more. That growth is amazing. Should we stop resisting it? Should we stop, pushing it away? Ways that we can start to incorporate those aspects, of course, creativity. We have the Nine of Wands here. We have the Knight of Cups. Wands being that passion-based creativity, Knights being that emotional, intuitional-based creativity. When we start to work with that yin and yang of creativity, that's when magic happens, because we're getting out of our head, we're getting out of our way, and that weirdness, it doesn't matter as much. We feel more connected to it, more connected to ourselves. And no, guys, this is not going to be a fast and furious piece, because we do have the Knight of Cups. Cups, let's be honest. When Pamela Coleman Smith drew these cards, the Knights, the Knight of Cups, he saunters. Every knight is in a varying stage of motion. The Knight of Pentacles is standing still. Right beside him is the Knight of Cups. He's not galloping. He's not running full force like the wands and the swords. He is sauntering in his own damn way, in his own right. And that's what we need to do. It's really about owning ourselves and connecting into those inner pieces that fill us. All right, let's look at what else the full harvest moon wants to share and help us with connecting into these energies, starting to turn these cards and being okay with different, being okay with weird. Or as my kids say, Mom, it's yucky. Why is it yucky, child? Because it's different. I don't like it. I've never had it before. I don't know it. That's okay. It's okay to have that fear. It's okay for different. And of course, we have Hecate, who came out first. And she is the goddess of magic, crossroads. She is the keeper of keys. She always has keys with us. And dogs. Fantastic partner in crime to work with when you're looking at shifting, when you're looking at changing things up. An amazing goddess. She has quite the she's not one that you want to watch P's and Q's with her, because she is very clear on her mindset, if you will. She doesn't like to be crossed or minimized or ignored. However, can and will support us in lighting our way, helping to understand that pathway forward. Athena, hello, yes. Most of us have heard about Athena. She is the goddess of wisdom, that barn owl, super helpful, a guide to her, or not a guide, but a familiar to her. And it is about using our head. We will have to plan things out. We will have to look at using our tools to minimize that fear, that what if, that weirdness. Helios, illumination. Between Athena and Hecate, we're looking at lighting up that darkness and lighting up that fear, because that fear can and will minimize your ability to shift and work with these abundant areas. They will just kind of, it's sad when crops go without being harvested, that the vegetable or fruit or whatever falls and no one gets to enjoy it. Know though that if you miss it, it's not like the end of the world where it's like, oh my God, I missed it. No, because just like in life, the fruit or vegetable will grow again, because the seeds from the fallen fruit or vegetable will start again, start anew. However, no, you are repeating patterns. You're not shifting and changing and growing. Expect a similar challenge the next time, because we don't have that shift. So it'll be important for you to take the time for you, especially over the harvest moon, to shift some of these patterns and be okay and be open to different. What further insight and aha will help my friends to embrace this difference? Work to turn the Knight and the Ace so that they can see that abundance, reap those rewards, and break those patterns. The Three of Swords. Let's be just like in your face here. You are going to have to face some of those fears, face some of that pain, so that you can work through it. And I do encourage people, when I say work through it, you do not want to go back in and rehash it. You do not want to re-traumatize yourself. That's not going to help. Look at ways to release that pain without reliving it. I have an amazing meditation with Archangel Metatron where that's exactly what we do. You may even want to work with Archangel Raguel in balancing out some thoughts and feelings of self. And this is another big one, Archangel Zadkiel with forgiveness. Some amazing supports in kind of working through and pushing through some of this pain, some of this ouchiness. The Seven of Wands. I love it. Adding to that fire, that passion, the Seven of Wands talks about not backing down. We don't need to fight the world. We just need to start to do some standing up for self, from self, if you will. We need to stand up to that lower vibrational voice that tells us I can't, that tells us that's weird, and weird equals dangerous. No, weird equals different. Weird equals the unknown. That fear is what we need to be addressing. What we need to stand up and fight for. The Two of Swords in reversal. You are going to need to use your third eye thinking center. You are going to have to make some decisions. You are going to have to plan forward, which means taking that deep breath, using our third eye thinking center. Tap into that Libra energy to look at that shift. Because Libra, it's not like that shift that Libra talked about last week is solely for the 23rd. We have that shifting energy to support us through the next, 3 weeks-ish, give or take, into October. Use your head. Ground yourself and start to think things through. It's not about reaction. It's not about a yeah, but. It's about using that third eye thinking center and moving yourself forward. Making those decisions. No one's going to do this for you. I love it. The World. And look how big that full moon is. I think I mentioned this. If not, this is a super moon. So it is a large and in charge moon. We've got that world. This is a shifting for us. We kind of saw that. But the card really talks about how we have that ending and that beginning. The more we are able to embrace this weird, the more of a chapter end this will be. However, if you aren't able to, like I said, we are going to be rinsing and repeating, and it's just going to be a continuation rather than something new. You are in control of how you respond, what you do, how you turn the tide or don't turn the tide. What you get out of the full moon is what you put into it. So it's a decision that you need to make, and no lack of a decision is a decision unto itself. I want to thank you for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed this exploration into the full harvest moon, and that you are starting to kind of make some decisions on what you want to do, how you want to go forward. We have this amazing energy for the next 5 days, and I hope that you have a better idea of how you want to go forward with it. If you did like this session, please remember to give it a thumbs up. It does help people find me on the sea of YouTube. More importantly for you, don't forget to subscribe and hit that little red bell. I have so much more coming forward, you don't want to miss any of it. And if you're looking for an added layer of support, I do have a Ko-fi and Patreon page. I've provided links below. Again, I hope that you have a clearer understanding on how you want to go forward with the full harvest moon energy. Until tomorrow, my friends.